Okay, guys, good evening. It's Friday evening, December 2nd, 2016, and this is the Friday evening recap. Hey, before we get started, I'd like to apologize for not pushing out as many videos or communiques as I've been pushing out in the past. Just trying to work through several different projects here that have required a whole lot of time to do, so I'm closing in on those, and it shouldn't be much longer before I get back to normal production. Anyway, let's get started with the recap for tonight. So we'll take a look at that, all of the stats, and crude's wild ride. Alright, so first up is the S&P futures. So we'll take a look at how the levels held this week. You'll notice that, I mean, we just came off that monumental run. It was a year's move, guys, in just maybe 10, 12 days. Just an incredible move. So resistance up there at that 1.272 extension level. Looks like it held. It came up once. Oops, sorry about that. Tend to lose the. There we go. All right. Yeah. Pegged it right to the penny, well within 4 cents, and then retreated back a little bit. So so we had a little bit of weakness this week. That was not a surprise. I mentioned to you guys last week that this week is typically a weak, just based on the historical movements of the market. So it's not surprising that we had just a little bit of relief from that monumental run that we had off of those election lows. Levels held over throughout the week, but there was still just not enough volatility to play anything in the S&Ps. So we'll wait till next week. Let's see what we've got. All right, in the bond market, so we breached that one level that we had right here. We did that on Wednesday. Probed it here, rallied back, came down, closed below it, went through our first level, caught our danger zone in case you're playing the extremes, and then rallied back up. So, hey guys, these bonds just can't get off of the mat. I mean, they have been manipulated so much. They're dead right now. I mean, they're just absolutely dead. So this is what happens when everybody, all the do-gooders, try to go in there and prop up everything and manipulate stuff. Yeah, wait till everything explodes that's tied to those negative interest rates. That's going to come apart in grand fashion. It has to. I mean, look at our bonds. We never made it to that point. We were close, but I mean, ours are just melting away. Interest rates are now, you don't have to be an expert market analysis to know we've seen the lows in interest rates, the lowest lows in interest rates that we will ever see again in our lifetime. I bet money on that. We get back up. If we ever were to get back up to this top of this trend channel right here, we just need to buy those puts on TLT for all we're worth. But right now, bonds just can't get out of the ditch, man. They're wallowing around in there, no matter what happens. And I'm kind of glad to see it. Kind of glad to see some normalcy come back into the market instead of all of this hyped up, pumped up, manipulative type buying that's been taking place for years and years and years. So this market's haven't unwound yet, guys. That big down move we've seen right there, I've never seen a move like that. But I've always mentioned that because of the way these bonds are, we could see several days of 3 to 5 point down moves, and I think that's certainly still in the cards. So hey, lights are out in bond market, guys. Lights are out in the low interest rate environment. We're going to creep back up over the next 30 years. So we know what we're going to do in the bonds, probably until they bury us. So hey, that'll be the winning game on the directional trades. Let bonds rally 10 handles up, and then start buying puts or selling ZBs, selling calls against the ZBs. All right, crude. Holy shnikes, man! What a swinging market this has been. Uh, all of us have had crude positions on, and I got to tell you, man, it's been like a bucking bronco in this market. I'm still in my position. I've had, since October 12th, I had one day where I was profitable. That was it, and it was a fleeting moment. I looked and I was green. 2 hours later, I looked and I was red again. So, and now look at it; it's just gone through the roof here. So, I've been in this thing since back, since back in here. So all the way down, all the way down. I was within 20 cents of adjusting, and then we had that huge run back up. That's not a small move back down. It looks like it's a small move, but it's not, guys. That's a decent move in a couple of days. But then look at this, almost 20% again, in 3 days. So it's just been a huge market. So if you guys are still hanging on or trading in this thing, when a little bit of normalcy comes back in this market, then we should be you should be good for it. I mean, look at this move. We thought this was bad. Look how long it took the market to get up that long. It did the same thing in 3 days right here. So I'm prepared to. I know I'm going to be trading this thing until they ring the bell on expiration day. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I've started peeling off all of my profitable puts. I've started laying out more puts. That's what I'm doing right now. So, hey, I'm staying with this thing. There's still a lot of premium in it. Even though a lot has come out, it's still very plump and juicy. So, yeah, this thing is getting very close to a whole lot of short calls. And we're just one comment away from Putin sending this thing up to 55. I mean, all he's got to do is just even roll an eye if somebody thinks that he's going to say something that could send crude higher, and this market will just rip right through the roof. So that's the risk that we have to watch for right now, is for Putin. If Putin's long crude right now in a speculative account, I mean, we know he controls the spot over in his country, so he may not be trading futures. He's probably trading tankers full of crude over there. So hey, if he's long in any speculative stuff, all he's got to do is whimper something, and it could send this market just screaming right through the roof. So there's no such thing as too high in this crude market. We've still got a huge upside potential in crude. Forget the fundamentals. I mean, this market right now is trading off of so many speculative, statements from some of the most crooked and least respected people, I think, on the face of the earth. And I mean, geez, guys, I wouldn't do it. Not only would I not do a deal with a handshake with the people that run this, that are making these comments over there in the Middle East, I wouldn't even do a deal with them with a contract, because it means nothing to them. They're some of the most unethical people in the world. They're manipulative, and geez, if you don't think that they're not coming out and just overtly moving this crude market to benefit themselves, and then you're crazy. I don't really know a lot about the crude market, but I can detect a manipulated market, at 1,000 paces, and this one's being manipulated. So at some point in time, it's going to settle back down, and we'll be able to kill it. But I would not put a strangle on right here going forward. I would want to see this market crank back down a little bit, at least get back into a range. I'd say if we get to 46 again, then that's a sign to go ahead and 49. We get back down to 49, start laying them out. 48, lay them out. So I don't know. I have no idea what crude's doing. It's not trading on fundamentals. It's just rumors, and posturing for what everybody believes is going to happen overseas. So watch out for Putin. That's all I got to say. Dollar was a good boy this week. Stayed between the lines. Nothing much to report on. And gold didn't follow the dollar. Kind of diverged from it a little bit. Doesn't mean anything. Just didn't follow it like it has been here lately. So gold caught a bid down here at the first level. Rallied back up a little bit. But you know, this market's been beaten down pretty badly too. So it would not surprise me to see a nice little rally pop in this thing. Just a relief rally. You know, first target be somewhere up here around this upper channel. I wouldn't put it past, you know, going past the first level next week. We just haven't seen a nice rip to the upside in gold, and you know, it's due one for sure. So anyway, that is a recap for this week, and let's see if there's anything else. We have the Fed coming out with the interest rate announcement on the 14th. Everybody, that's kind of like a lead pipe cinch that they're going to raise. I have no idea what the market is going to do. I'll try to come up with some trades. We need to watch IV really closely going into that. Watch IV on gold. We need to watch it on the S&Ps, although I don't think S&Ps are going to get spiked up enough to really make a good play. But you never know. You never know what the trading community is going to do just prior to that Fed announcement. So we've got 14 days to build up to that. I think that's the biggest event coming up. So hey, I'm not sure what the number was this morning. I didn't catch that, but you know, it must have been a big yawner. Looking at the S&P right here, nothing really happened. So no matter what that number was, the market wasn't impressed, nor was it disappointed either way. So anyway, guys, that is a wrap for tonight, and I hope you guys have a nice weekend, and I will see you later. This is BA signing out.